Yeah, so the message that was sent to the person who initially raised the ticket said it looks like we are leaning to deny the move.
The takeover.
Everybody went ahead with it anyway. So I'm not entirely sure at this moment in time. I haven't had a chance to speak to everyone as of yet.
Okay, so that group is from South Africa, and they had an internet outage yesterday. So their whole team kept getting kicked, and then they couldn't get on, and then their internets were dropping, and so it was fucking not good, you know. And then in the rules, it's not very specific on exactly how to do that, and or if it needs to be, it was how to actually take a base like that. And so it was just kind of there's just confusion around that process. So if there could be a more clear, guidelines on exactly how to do that would be beneficial, right? But our plan, the backstory is that the South Africans have been around for about a week, and they have a team of 10, and we've been putting them in the barn up there, and just until they can accumulate resources, and we've been pooling resources to build them a base of their own. But in the meantime, Wolfpack has been fucking around with Exodus for, weeks now, and, they'll be down there, and Exodus will come, we'll watch Exodus go down there, and then 3 minutes later, they're attacking us, So, anyway, so we can't have that next to us. So either way, every 7 days they're going to be dirt poor, or we put our own friends down there. So the South Africans were going to move in there. We have another group called the Americans. Sometimes they're, the Gravy Seals, they're the Knights of the Helm. I think they've already done faction paperwork, but I'm not sure. And so they were available last night. So Big, who was their leader, put all those locks on last night because the South Africans just could not get back on, and they still have internet problems right now. So I can't even communicate with them at all. So anyway, we collectively, the Alliance, right? Not just like us, but Black Sigil and us. We need a friend down there. We don't want to be at war with our neighbors every day, for multiple reasons. So one way or another, every 7 days we're going to be down there, or we're going to put a friendly faction in there. So we need a process on how to do it right.
Yeah.
And just
that's the thing. It's a bit complicated with a faction claim.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. But so both of these, I don't. We
speak to them yet, as I've only. Well,
yeah.
From work a little earlier, and I've only just got onto the PC properly now, so
I
haven't managed to speak to him yet.
Yeah, no problem. Just whenever you guys get clarity, just let us know what you want us to do, right? But and whatever decisions you make, that's up to you guys. We don't, we're gonna put a friendly faction in there, whether it's right now or next week. But just tell us how to follow that. And if Wolfpack moves back in there for a week, that's fine. We'll do it again next week. But but what we had communicated to both the South Africans and to Big, both of these teams are, PvP heavy groups, but we know them from other lands, and their guys just kind of are trickling in here, kind of waiting for the next wipe. But so we asked both of them to do some sort of faction paperwork so that we could get them into a base, and we thought that was like the first step to do it. We don't know how to do it. And so if they don't have faction paperwork and you're just some random and you can take over a base, neither of them have faction paperwork and they don't have a base. They're citizens of Aslanka right now. So I don't know if that has, something to do with it or not, but neither of them have their own flag. They both are under the Aslanka flag at the moment. As of last night.
Yeah.
So, and that was always our plan with both of these, is to maybe not Big's group, not the Americans or the Knights of the Helm. Because their guys are always like playing, big PvP servers, and so just 2 or 3 of them will come in every night and fuck around with us and stuff. So but the South Africans are here to stay. And so the plan with both of them was to accumulate enough resources and attract enough of their players to the server to actually build them out a base. So they've just been on hold. So this was a good opportunity to install one of them, in those bases. And both of those groups are going to be part of the alliance one way or another, so.
Well, that's the problem then, isn't it? Because you're wiping everyone else out, and then you're going to have an alliance-heavy set of groups.
Yeah. So that's where.
It's the power in one way.
Yeah, so that's where I think, if you, we're interested in building the server, not destroying it, right? In the population. So
I'm more interested in ruling it at the moment, dude, to be honest.
Well, yeah. Well, no, I understand the perspective, right? But the way that Exodus was doing the exact same thing. So there's a balance somewhere in there. And so our thing.
Exodus created it. Sorry, dude. I thought you.
Yeah. No problem. We're just talking, right? Yeah. So.
You might cut out, so I thought you'd paused. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Sorry, something's wrong. Like I have a nice mic, but maybe my sensitivity is bad.
He's created something, maybe.
Yeah. So we don't want to do a power struggle, right? What we want is some free land where people aren't getting attacked every night. And in a group where there's no lies and power struggles between a group or between groups. So we're not interested in blowing doors every night. And if people want to be bad guys and have that group, that's perfectly fine, but not right next door,
Yeah, but obviously, as much as you have this vision, it might not align perfectly with everything else. So, like I say, having a team at the helm of an entire alliance, it's a bit much. It seems to be swaying all in one way, and
yeah, so there's no balance. Yeah, I understand that too. So maybe and so this is part of the problem that we have, is that people are attracted to what we're doing, and so it's too easy to do it. Like there's more good guys than bad guys. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's kind of natural, right? So, we definitely want to, we want to stay in these lands and continue to, this would be fun if these lands existed 10 years from now, right? But I agree with you that you can't do what we're doing and expect the population of this server to stay.
Yeah.
So
some people want to play their own way, which might not align with yours, but then if they've got a massive alliance around them, like you've got a problem with someone living next door to you, they might have a problem with you living next door to them,
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, wherever they try to move, they're surrounded by alliance members. So
right.
They're kind of shit out of luck then, aren't they,
Yeah. Well, I obviously I'm experienced at doing this stuff, and just by the performance, I think. But
version, innit?
Well,
people who you don't want to live next door, but then they'll have people that they don't want to live next door,
Yeah. Well, I would be more than willing to, if we have we could get on Discord sometime with a few people.
Yeah.
And because I want to help you grow the server, right, and the population, and nothing more than that.
That's up to us, that is, my friend. You have to understand, we've got our own interpretation of what we want this server to be,
Yeah. Well, I don't want to. What I'm saying, I don't want to work against what you guys are trying to do. Is my point, right? And but I just don't know. So we're just doing our thing, right? But if there's things you'd like us to do differently, yes, yeah.
So it's ever evolving,
It is, yeah.
Some people seem to think it's like going to be this awesome thing straight off the bat. It was never designed as that originally.
Yeah.
Every server has been designed as an experiment more than anything else. And
Yeah.
it happened to be that this server seemed to have taken off incredibly well. Every other server, it was only ever busy when Barnby was playing. Other than that, you would have like 5 or 6 people playing a day, maybe, possibly. If not, it'd be dead.
Yeah, right.
So for this server to take off as it has, obviously, you know, things are evolving as we are going, and the vision's there. It's just obviously, you know, the rules have to be tweaked here and there. You know, it is certain things that you only learn when you have got 100 people running around on a server. You know, it wasn't even designed to have 100 people on your
Yeah.
69 it was set at first.
Yeah. It's good.
Keep pumping it up, like, but it's balance, and obviously, you know, you've got your own RP elements going in it and everything else, like, but the key thing is balance and having everyone to have a chance. You know, it's like I
Yes.
said,
Yeah,
I can't expect people to coexist inside a massive alliance if everywhere they go if they don't want to be part of it, or if they are not aligned with you in your particular play style, whether they be bandits or whatever else, you know.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
could put them off.
I'm in agreement with you, Mace, on everything there, and so my whole point is, I would like to participate, and when I say we would like to participate in building, you know, the structure that you think would work. We don't care what it is, just tell us what to do, and we want to participate in that. So, you know, whatever it is, you know, does that make sense to you? We don't want to, you know, have
a bit more insight into it, like.
Yeah, we don't want to have like an all good guy group, you know, server for sure. That doesn't work. You know, the bad guys need to be out there too, but we don't know how to do it, you know. So anyway, this is all new, right? But we want to participate in you know, if you just tell us what we can do better or whatever it is, just let us know what you need us to do, and we'll do it because we want to help, you know.
Yeah.
And
like I say, I'll have to have a chat with everyone else.
Obviously. Yeah, of course. Yeah. But maybe, you know, because we're getting kind of close to the end of this wipe, and I'm assuming, right? And you know, but like
we've got a date, but you know,
don't tell me. Don't tell me, because it's more of a mystery, right?
That's why we haven't said anything yet.
Yeah. It's cool. Yeah.
People would go a bit fucking nuts, wouldn't they? And
yeah.
You know, it is like...
Yeah, but our plan, like right now, is we put the beat down on a good number of Exodus and their allies, and we just want our name to be known as, you know, go mess with other people, but don't lie to us, right? Like, don't play the spying games with us. It's not going to work, and if you do, there's consequences to that. But we don't want to be an offensive clan. We want to be a defensive faction, if you will, right? Like if Exodus wants to go and play around with all the newbies, go ahead, right? But just don't come here every night. And don't send your minions here every night. We have citizens that are trying to grow fucking zucchinis and have a fishing camp, you know? So
that's the thing, is we see more than everyone else, obviously, because of the logs and everything, you know?
Yeah.
And it's quite funny because there's a blame game going on, but then some of the blame isn't actually accurate certain times, like.
Yeah.
You know, there's a bunch of other individuals that are roaming these lands that are causing a bit of mischief themselves.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And I know. I know exactly what you're talking about. They did it last night. Yeah.
You know, there's a couple, and they need a bit of comeuppance themselves, like. But
yeah,
there's a lot of things going on. People are taking advantage of certain things, obviously.
Yeah,
you know, as they do.
Yeah, and you know, in an RP server like this, you know, I mean, my background is like, I have we do a lot of RP. It may not seem like it, but we really do. Like, our whole thing is RP in a way. But But like with
RPs as a flag thief.
yeah, he does, that little fucker. but even with that, like Exodus, like I respect their play style 100%, and their RP stuff is excellent, so that's really cool. And like and nobody even knows me, like nobody even knows my name, which is good. It's Christian and Demon, and like Barry doesn't even know my name. He couldn't pick me out of a crowd. So
well, that's the thing, you're more of a silent observer kind of thing,
Yeah. But even with Exodus, if you can lay down some ground rules so that and it's not metagaming, it's for the health of the server and the population of the server,
Forward, concerns and shit. That's, I'm stood here, I'm gonna squatting here, I'm gonna chat with you,
yeah.
It's happening right here, right now. It's not he said, she said bullshit, is it?
Yeah. And I know last night there were some accusations of metagaming out there, but we use Discord. Like last night, for instance, we had Kuba, who's an old wolf guy, and we've been talking to him for like 2 weeks. We liked him.
Or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but I was Discording with him, and he was here yesterday during the raid, and we had a Discord of the 10 who were doing the breach team. And he popped down, and he said, I know their base, and I'll tell you everything that I know, and I have the chat logs to prove it with them. I'm like, nah, we don't do any of that stuff. Don't say anything. We don't want any of that information. We
upstairs, actually.
yeah, he's going on vacation, but he was going to be a citizen here because he's homeless and he keeps getting the shit kicked out of him out east somewhere. So we were just going to put him up in a house for the wipe type of thing. But we did absolutely zero metagaming, and he popped down into that breach team Discord, and we kicked him out of there twice. And he was going down in there to listen or do whatever, but we kicked him out of there twice, and then told him, don't fucking go back in there. And it wasn't him; it was just he wasn't trying to metagame, but just to be safe, we do that stuff. So like we're trying not to do metagaming, but like on Discord, someone will fucking chat and say, hey, I got 2 code locks, and it's like, yeah, bring them over, but like, I mean, who doesn't do that shit, and like, go look at everyone's fucking Discord, they're all in there, but
you can't, that we can't police at all. So
no, yeah, well, it's going to happen whether you try it or not.
Yeah. Whether they put it in our Discord or in the streams and that,
yeah. Really... Yeah, and then everything is a movie. The way that we found out about, the way that we confirmed,
drama.
Yeah, it's all a movie. But again, that's part of the show, right? But the way, so we knew that the wolves were with Exodus just organically by watching them, right? And we had, but I don't think all of the wolves knew what was going on. Like, I don't think Ghost knew what was going on, but I'm not sure. I don't know him. And then, but like Jim was playing both ends of the game. I just talked to him yesterday, and Jim will tell you, like, every time we've had a conversation, it's been face to face, and not, I sent him a couple of group messages, a couple of weeks ago, but for the most part, it's face to face, and we try and do that. Or we might do something like, hey, come over. We have something, I was doing it with Tater yesterday. It's like, get over here. I got something to tell you. But so we'll Discord, we'll use the carrier pigeon to try and meet. Yeah. But try and get all the information together. But the way that we found out, we confirmed it with Exodus and the wolves, and like the extent of it was, we heard it from like 5 or 6 people who I'm sure saw it on a movie. Or like they weren't in that, right? But they told us, face to face, right? So what do you do with that kind? Oh, well, I don't know how they fucking know. I found out like 2 days later. This was just a couple of days ago, like maybe four days ago or so. I found out a couple, and I don't even watch Barry because it ruins the game for me. But I used to watch them, but I don't anymore. And none of our people live stream. None of them. We don't allow them to watch. Like if Barry's on, they're not allowed to log on and watch any of that shit going on. So you'll never. That's why you never see any of our people around what Barry's doing, because none of them are even. They don't even know where he is. And you see everyone else's people over there, right? But anyway, I didn't even know I didn't know that anyone was streaming anything until a couple of days ago for the shit that most recently came down. But in the last 24 hours, someone said, "Oh yeah, that was streamed somewhere," you know. But we've had this plan for a week, so we do find all this shit out organically. But people give us information from the movies, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know how to fucking play that, but
yeah, you can't police that even, you know.
No, yeah, and that's
objection here, say.
Yeah, and that's some of the people's RP. You know, they're just they're gossip. You know, they have the gossip line, and they're probably running 2 or 3 characters. I don't fucking know. I don't ask them. You know, I mean, I don't really care. I assume that everyone's playing some game anyway. But for but for us, like the reason we're being aggressive right now is that we need to build a respectful name for ourselves, and the alliance with Black Sigil has a high RP value because you know, we just really want it to be us two, and the South Africans, you know, are a small, like, we don't want there to be 3 20-man teams out there. And for us, like, we might have 20 people kicking around, but, you know, we've got 5 or 6 good fighters, and we've got some pretty smart guys who can follow along and follow directions, but the rest of them are fucking farmers and mechanics. You know, like, we've got this thing going where, you know, people love getting cars, right? I mean, that's, you know, keeps people on. So we get cars and then we just give them away to our friends, you know, and just try and load up cars, and then they fucking everyone's driving around and losing cars. You know, I mean, if you watch what we're doing, we're finding and losing 3 or 4 cars a day, you know, and it's fun, right? So
we'd rather that than being used as fucking storage, to be honest, dude.
Yeah. Oh, they're on the map. Yeah, they're on the map, and it's fun watching cars. You know, it gives people something to shoot at and all that stuff. You know, so. And then, like, all these little small groups, you know, we're not messing with anybody that's a 3-man team. We're not just out there killing people and fucking banging down small doors. You know, our guys they're not allowed to just go bang some cabin, you know. What's that?
Yeah.
Oh, Wolfpack being, they're not, yeah, but they, you know, they played a big game. We knew they didn't have a big game, but they said they did.
Oh, dude, I call them the puppy pack myself.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
They tiny little bit of, you know, squidgy midging of meta-ish style information. It happened a few days ago. But are you familiar with the little fishing pond by Adamov?
Yes. Yep.
Run by a guy named Voron. I don't know if
I haven't met him, but I'm familiar with the pond though. But he's never there every time I walk by. I have tried to meet him, but
he's saved so many people's lives.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I've never met any of them, man. It's funny. I've met him a couple of times. He's tidy bloke, like. But yeah, they went there for some reason and
fucking blew him up.
Fancied a raid on it.
Yeah.
7 of them.
Yeah, right. Come on. Yeah.
Then, as I was watching, to my hilarity, one guy turned up and killed 5 of them in the garage, and then left 2 of them.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's funny.
Obviously, they had the advantage because they was inside, like. But oh man, I was pissing myself.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, and maybe, you know, like the Wolfpack just sits in their base for my, you know, I mean, sometimes getting, you know, moving factions around helps because like, there are some guys that are living in the South, some of these 3, 4, 5-man teams. And if they have an opportunity to get in a base and they're not good, you know, like, they're not fucking trying to help people, you know, Wolfpack being off the map is maybe an opportunity for some people too, and they will definitely emerge. You know, I just think that this got popular like day 45, and so there's a lot of people out there just not able, you know, you can't start day 45. You know, I didn't come on until day 35. And I just luckily met Christian and Rasmus, you know, so we work well together. But so I don't know, you know, but just let us or me, you know, or whatever, if you want to, you know, just let me know. I mean, I'm really interested in in helping you build the population, not from like an admin side, but from a behavior in the server side. You know, I don't give a fuck what rules you guys make. I'll follow them. I don't have any advice on, oh, do this or do that. It's just tell me what to do, and let's have some open conversations from a management side, you know.
People are the reason why a bag of peanuts tells you that they contain nuts in it, you know. So you try to go for a minimal rule sort of thing, but then people make it so you can't have minimal rules.
Yeah.
So you start to tweak them, and you add a couple in, and
we're not opposed to you having special rules for us, right? Yeah. So you can keep it open to everybody else, and we will follow a special set of rules. So then that gives opportunity to other people, and it's not going to be a disadvantage for us. We'll work around, you know, whatever it is. I mean, our deal is, I never want a plastic put on any of these doors. Yeah. And that's it, right? We're not interested in fucking playing a bunch of games and stuff. I want our boys out there going to the bunker, having fun, killing people down at the bunker, you know. And from an identification standpoint, you know, anything south of those power lines is free fire, even if it's Black Sigil. Yeah. You know, if you're not wearing an armband and you want to go get in a fight, go get in a fight. So we're not, you know, well, you know, it is what it is, right? So, and that's the fun part. Yeah. Yeah. And so anyway, you kind of know where we stand, right? And we 100% are not opposed to having special rules placed on us, because we play this game different. And I think our organization and, you know, maybe even like the management is different. So like we can put it different rules in place for us, and all of our folks would understand that, no problem. Just a thought, right? Yeah. And then at some point maybe that changes or something, but just let us know how we can help you, not hinder what you're trying to accomplish with, you know, with these lands.
Yeah, I appreciate it, dude. No worries.
Okay.
I'll have a word with the others, and someone will reach out to you.
Yeah, well, you don't even have to.
Myself,
yeah, you know? Yeah, you don't even have to. You know, just this is just you take the information back, and then, you know, do with it as you please. And on my side, you know, we'll try and we'll chill out from here, because I think our big threats are gone. And if we can get, you know, a friendly down there in the wolf pack, or even if they move back in, I will tell you, we're going to do it again in 7 days, because what they did to us from an honesty and loyalty standpoint, like, I'm not going to let them just sit down there. And, you know, so, but anyway, but like, we're not going to be, you know, Exodus is fun. You know, they're good fighters, and it's fun fucking around with them, and them fucking around with us. And so, you know, and when we did that last raid with them, you know, us stone aging people right now is to prove a point. It's not about the weapons. We're giving them all away anyway. So it's about proving a point that, you know, we're not just going to sit back, and we're not just blowing doors to look for plastics. But we were willing to leave a barrel there with as many nails and boards and whatever for them to rebuild what they had. You know, so that was in that message that I sent. That's what that was, because we don't want them off the server, and we don't want them to leave. We just want them to have a little respect, you know. So. Well, yeah, yeah, and I think they do. I mean, I think we proved our point, you know. So I hope. I've never even talked to him. Every time he comes here, I'm completely silent. I say, I have nothing to say to you. But that'll change now, because, you know, then he was trying to do the bully stuff with us, and it just doesn't work. And so now I don't think he knows he can't bully. So we'll have different conversations with him, probably, you know. So, All right. Hey, thanks for taking the time to talk, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, no worries,
so, yeah. All right. Okay. Nice chatting with you.
Like I say, I'll feed it all back, dude, and
yeah,
we'll get some clarity on everything else. You know, try
yep.
and get some of the rules of takeovers and things a bit more specified, like.
Yeah, and there's no rush. We're not planning on doing any more. You know, but if and again, back to the rules, like, make different rules for everybody else, because keeping them low is nice, right? We'll follow a different set. So maybe that's a good piece to communicate back is you don't have to change all the rules. Just tell us what you don't want us to do until you guys can figure it out. Maybe that's a good solution. Does that make sense?
I don't think anybody would be on board for separate rules, dude, but
Yeah.
you know, like I say, from the fairness
Yeah.
standpoint, like
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know, maybe it
don't wanna
gives you,
see-
but maybe it gives people a couple of weeks breathing room to figure it out and make some rules and stuff like that. So I'm just throwing out the offer, right? Whatever we can do to help you guys do everything good that we want to participate. Okay. All right, Mace.
Yep.
Hey, thanks for all the help, man. I know this is tough work making this happen. You guys are doing a good job balancing all this stuff. So good work.
it's certainly something.
Yeah.
Like I said, from what we was expecting to what it's become is it was like someone jammed the throttle on and forgot to take it off, you know. But
Yeah. Well,
it's,
I will. So
it's good fun.
I will tell you that this afternoon we're planning on parachuting someone into the Exodus base with a bag full of zucchinis, but don't tell them that it was us, okay?
Just mystery zucchini.
Yeah. Well, you know, the governor likes Demon thinks the governor likes zucchinis in his hind end, so we're planning on giving him funny shit.
Short supply in the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Zucchini's not so much.
That's awesome. All right, my friend. Nice chatting with you. Okay.
I'm gonna have to shoot off, dude.
Yep.
I gotta speak to someone else.
Yep.
as well.
Peace to you. Peace.
But,
Peace.
yep. Take care, dude.
Take
Have a
care.
good day.
You too. A lot of clipping stuff here. Hello. Hold on a second. I'm trying to clip so I can't hear anything.
Yeah, I couldn't find it. I only managed to find one lightweight, but it was on the different gun, the killer using that, so... I have the badly damaged the polymer and the one rail on the gun, but it's not looking good. Yeah, if you need anything, like just ask. We can check the junk. There's a lot of things.